Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
By the power of Grayskull!
I am dumping unlimited power into you.
And to be fair, racist was Hitler.
And that is just.
Oh God,
those eyes, dude. Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Pretty eyes.
I'm not looking at them eyes right now.
You know what?
I know, but she is a total package. She is a total package.
I usually think Ryan. I usually think Ryan is very cringe when he says this, but she can shit in my mouth.
Whoa,
God,
Dermy!
Why do you have to ruin this?
What the fuck?
Ryan says that shit.
Fuck,
Ryan says this shit.
If Ryan jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
But you just
her, yeah.
Would.
Here we are worshiping this beautiful woman, and you're talking about German shit eating. I mean, come on.
Listen. I will drag my ball sack.
No. Listen.
100 miles worth
me.
of
Shut the fuck up.
Broken glass, salt, and lemon juice
fuck up,
just
Jeremy.
to smell her farts.
We're not on your goddamn stream. We're on Adam's stream. We're
Wow,
supposed to respect the man's house. You don't take shit in his goddamn fridge.
Don't want to be like the name survive. Woo! Thank you, Ric Flair.
Wow.
Woo!
Imagine for a moment, if you will, being Adam's neighbor. You're sitting in your favorite easy chair. Maybe you got a cup of tea, and you're reading your favorite book, and out of nowhere, through the wall, you hear this: culturally appropriate my dick.
That's what
All Shooty wanted to do was be inside me.
Come.
And then when I'm holding hands with Dermy, it's going to be worse. I did that. I've done that.
Oh,
I have the
God.
video here.
Just think of that. You're going to be holding
Yes.
his hand and think about what that hand's been holding. Technically,
Yes.
you touched Dermy's penis.
You are a worthless turd.
It was one of the first James Bond movies I watched, so I have a bit of a connection to it.
That's Dermy's excuse.
I don't fuck.
It was their first date, Adam. Shut up.
I will stop bringing it up. I don't give a fuck what that wannabe VTuber cunt wants to say. Okay, let me have my moment.
We named zombies after you in that game.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're these big fat bloaters that sun themselves and they just lay there.
oh, those are the things that come out of my rainbow's ass.
Oh yeah. Take it. All right, Devil. Here we go. Now these are
Do you
the
peel
bananas
it first, or are you going to take the whole thing?
No,
Love
I'm
the banana.
I'm gonna eat it.
Want
I'm
the
going to eat
banana.
it. All right, so now it's going to be extra distasteful because, as you can see, it started to ripen, and I don't like a ripe banana. I like a slightly green banana, so it's not going to taste as very good at all to me.
Make sure you cup it.
Well, I mean, all right, so now it has to be circumcised. So there we go.
That's true. You need to make sure you do that. Okay,
Make sure
and
Abraham is satisfied with
you
this
also need to make
banana.
sure to
No, listen.
prep your
Listen,
uvula.
okay, you know what? There were no rules set down for this. Okay, outside of I just have to eat it the long way, which whatever the fuck that means.
It means try a one fucking bite, bitch.
Yeah. So, I have a gag reflex, so we're gonna. All right. So, how's that? Is that a good angle?
Yeah, that's a really good angle. Come on, deep throat that banana.
No, Kratos. There is no sweet.
I'm really
talking
uncomfortable now.
I'm a man of my word. Okay. All right. Here comes the memes. I deliver. I have to build my. I don't want to put something long in my mouth like this.
So many clippable moments.
Do it.
All right, let me try and control my laughter. I can't be laughing when I do this. I might choke. Okay, give me a second here.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, that's right. You take
I
that.
hit the gag. I hit the back of my throat.
2 words Dermy's never
that's
said.
what it does when that happens.
You need to fix it.
All right, is that it? Am I done?
Well, you got a banana there.
Well, now I'm just eating a regular banana at this point. I took it the long way as much as I could.
Yeah, I'm fine. We
Yeah,
got what we want. The
If
clip.
Devil is satisfied, then we're done.
They warned us about people like you!
Here we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
And guess what, guys? World War III didn't happen. Yay!
Oh wow! Something happened that I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, let's just say it looks like it's all over now. Looks like everything's over. Anyway, welcome to Mellow Mondays, everybody. We are here to have a good time. I need to do something else really stupid so that we don't have to play the banana clip anymore. Something else stupid's got to happen. I got to get that out of there. But
You could eat something gayer.
what's gayer?
Well-
What's gayer than taking the banana the long way?
Cloud and his contribution to Ballbusters last Friday.
And we could have you go through hot dogs progressively bigger till you start gagging.
No, I am not wasting a hot dog on something like that. I'll wait. A banana's only 49 cents a pound. Okay, hot dogs. That's $4 for a package of hot dogs. I ain't wasted a hot dog on that bullshit. That's like a meal. No. And I'm not. Wait, why do you want to have me do phallic things?
Because you're trying to replace that clip. I don't
I'm
want you
trying
to
to replace
waste
it with
the clip of
something
you eating a
stupid.
phallic thing with.
No. I'm trying to replace it with something equally.
You
dumb
just
and
want to
stupid
get rid of the
and
I ate a dick banana.
Yes.
And like I said, if you're gonna do that, replace it with something worse.
Listen. I lost a bet to you, and I fulfilled my promise. And we will mock me until something else stupid happens. But I'm not going to make another bet with you, which lands me doing something else phallic in my mouth. That's not happening. No.
The dick banana will haunt you to the end of your days.
Well, yes. Just like my day of doom will haunt me to the end of my days. Listen, I understand these things happen, and I embrace them. I have to live with it. But right now, I need something dumber. But it has to be organic and natural. It can't just be no.
Embraces the phallic objects.
It has to be something that reaches completion, unlike Cloud.
No. Oh, why can't it be something involving a beautiful woman's tits? Why can't I have that be a result
your
of what something
literal clip of us talking about Alexandra Daddario wound up going that way, and it started off as tits.
Well, that was a dermism. That was a dermism. That resulted in that classic moment. Anyway, hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to Mellow Mondays, where we do our best to try and have a good nerdy old-fashioned time. And I sort of have stuff tonight. It's one of those weekends where things happen, but nothing else really stuck the landing. At the same time, I kind of swore off Twitter for a few days just for my own mental sanity. So I didn't find any. I had to dig deep into the reserves. I can use correct words. Deep reserves to come up with some topics today. I did find one random thing, and we want to wait until Sam possibly gets here because he's having internet issues. It's a top 8. It's a top 8, and we know how much Sam loves those. And Drew will not be here. Drew's not feeling well tonight, so get better, Drew. And Bug's here again. Hi, Bug. How you doing?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here, just kind of doing my thing. Not a whole lot to really happen, just doing some stuff in IRL and then doing a lot of more selfless. No, not selfless. Selfish. Yeah, selfish promotion for the book.
There's nothing wrong with self-promotion. How else is it going to get done sometimes?
Yeah, I was trying to say selfless, but then I was like, wait, no, that doesn't sound right. No,
selfish.
It's selfish.
Yeah.
No, I pure selfish. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show off like stuff while I'm having the book be made. I want to get eyes on it, you know. And
Hey, it's the grift. It's a legitimate grift. There's
I
nothing
mean, it's
wrong
very
with
effective that my latest picture of my snake woman character got fucking mileage. Like, so many people responded. And
that. See,
so
that's
so many
good.
bookmarks.
But I got to say, Monster Girls don't do it for me, man.
Well,
I can't get.
I'll tell you this, Adam.
I can't get behind a Monster Girl.
I totally get it. Everyone's got their own thing, but I will tell you this: I have different types of gals in the book. You know, so you don't have to worry. You know, there's some variety, there's a little buffet, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Anyway, yes, another Roselle promotion. Good luck. You have a timetable on the book right now?
Oh, what?
You have a timetable on it for release or anything?
Not at the no, because I'm the artist is literally starting on the pages, and they gave me like the first page, but I'm trying to like preempt like some excitement and hype, so that way when it's actually done and I know when to release it, I have that like audience kind of stacked there.
Titties.
Yes.
Titties. Yeah. All right. Well, you keep us updated, and we'll do our best to get it out there when time comes. Hi, Devil. How you feeling?
How's it going?
How you feeling?
Tired, but
yeah,
isn't that always the case?
Yeah. I mean, you work horrible kitchen hours. I understand that, and I just keep the dumbest fucking retarded YouTube hours there are. So.
I could go for those YouTube hours. Those would be fun.
It's just, well, the problem is because I'm on an actual legitimate start time schedule almost every day. No matter when I go to sleep, hey, moron, you got to get up at least an hour before start time. And sometimes that's what it is, like 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes before start time. Wake up, go, because you're dumb, because for one reason or another, up way too fucking late, whether it's personal or YouTube related. So it's retarded, and I have no excuses, except once in a while a legitimate excuse, but 9 times out of 10, no legitimate excuse. It's just my own retardation. But anyway, Brad, you knew exactly what I meant by that. You knew exactly what I meant by that. Come on, we've been hanging out long enough. Anyway, all right, hail howdy to the chat. We got Brad Lagadas, Hail Cloud. Hey, anybody else coming in, hanging out? We're happy to have you guys here with us tonight. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube stripped me of all the subs we got on Saturday that put me over 4,000. So we are still climbing there. And I even lost another one today. They just took it away. So we're 9 away from 4,000 right now. 9 away.
999.
9. Don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. We are 9 away, 3,991 at the moment, so we can get there. Oh, yes, there's now apparently new lore. I miss big men. I was just talking about basketball, and I used basketball terminology, and before I realized it, I just said, I miss big men. So, I mean, I was talking about...
Jeremy's been taking them all?
I mean, I miss it that I was talking about how I miss when basketball was a big man's game, when it wasn't about guards and 3-point shooters. And I said, I miss big men. And of course, I knew right away as I said it. Go watch the clips, go watch the stream. I knew it as soon as I said it. I've created another one for a little while and we have to ride out. So
that's about 80% of what we say when we fuck up. We go, oh shit.
Yes.
Like, well, bite the bullet and hold out.
Well, you just have to deal with it, and that one's gonna. I think I'm gonna have to ride that one out for at least a month. I feel like I miss big men. It doesn't help that I know that Kratos and Weasel are clipping the hell out of everything I say.
It doesn't help that you just said it like 12 times in
well now no, I've already said it. Doesn't matter. It already exists.
Now they're going to be able to like clip them all together, and
I don't care anymore.
Song incoming remix.
Listen, 1, it'll be content. We can laugh about it. 2, I've given up trying not to say the gay, retarded, stupid shit. I spent about half a year not walking into traps set by all of you to say shit. And finally, once I started doing Daily Dive, and they started making me watch the most absurd, cringeworthy, brain-melting shit, that I realized, wow, you know what? I'm gonna say things in response to what I'm seeing because my brain is melting. I can't stop it. I can't keep it behind the gate. So I got to accept it. There's gonna be one day I figure there'll probably be like a video clip or an audio clip of like 3 or 5 minutes of me saying the most gayest, retarded shit in the world. And that's just it. I gotta accept it. It's lore. It's funny, and at least give it to me and let me try and monetize it. That's all I can ask. That's the best I can do. What can I do? We're here to entertain, and if being dumbasses is entertaining, then so be it. All right. So, but we got a couple small things today. Bug has offered up something as well. So let's start with a conversation starter. Let's see, what do we got here?
I mean, yeah.
Oh no, we start with one of mine. No, I'm gonna start with this one. We'll start with
Okay.
mine. Then we'll check out what you got. And hang on, wait a minute, hang on. Let me see if Sam is updating. Nope, that's not it. So let's nope, went away from it. Okay, so I saw this. So we're all fans of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? We love the Turtles.
Yes.
Love the Turtles. Did you guys read The Last Ronin?
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, I mean, it was a good, hard hitting like story. It didn't feel mean spirited like some of these other types of stories try to do when they take that old man Logan route. This felt very, gritty, but not like Game of Thrones like, where it's like, oh, it's got to be completely like misery porn type shit. No, it wasn't like that. And I thought it was a good story, and I did not bother with the sequel because the sequel was trash.
Okay, you say that. All right. So, Devil, you haven't read it?
No.
You know what happens. You know what happens in it, though, right? Like, it takes place. How long did it take place after, let's say, the original events of the comics? Because this is an
like
alternate.
that.
I mean, this is a what if alternate reality scenario. It's not supposed to be canon, right?
It's about as it's about as canon as Old Man Logan is canon.
Okay,
Marvel.
Good enough for me. So how many years does it take place? It's supposed to like maybe 20 years, something like that?
About 20-ish or so years.
Okay, so for those who don't understand, Last Ronin, essentially 3 out of the 4 brothers bought it over time. And the last one standing eventually was revealed to be Michelangelo, who mastered everybody's weapons, right? That's what went down. He mastered everybody's things, became the ultimate Ninja Turtle. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then went about on a mission of vengeance. And got his vengeance, and it ended in classic hero dies getting what he wants, but spawning another generation. Correct? That's it in a nutshell. And Last Ronin was really well received, and people really liked it. I personally, one, I'm not that much into comics, so I didn't really want to get into it. But 2, when I heard about it, for me personally, growing up with both the comics and the cartoon, the original cartoon and the original comics, growing up with that stuff, it was not the kind of story I was interested in. It just wasn't. So I just passed on it, had no real feeling on it. Now, I didn't know until seeing what I have here, and you tell me that there was a sequel. There was a second one. Yeah,
they wanted to continue on with the next generation that Mikey inspired, but it's not really good. Like, I didn't want to bother with it because it was like, well, it's literally called The Last Ronin. You can't just go, oh, here's the sequel. It's like,
well, guess what? There's a third one coming out.
You know what? I'm not surprised.
Kevin Eastman, he's involved. They're expanding it. A third one, 2026. I'm going to ask this. Does anybody... should this be a thing at this point? Because here's my thing. And I know, since I didn't know there was a second one until I saw this. And here was my question. But now I'm going to ask it again. Clearly there was enough interest. But is there really, really a hunger for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles without the original 4 brothers?
No. because like really the second one was not received well from what I understand. Like anytime I saw something about it, it was just looking about like how the art was bad, how the writing was bad.
This doesn't look good here. This doesn't look good. This cover art here, that looks terrible.
And like you said, there's no point in it. Like, oh, okay, we're dealing with the next generation. It's like, yeah, but I don't care about these.
But they're not the brothers.
They're not the brothers. Yeah, they're not the original crew. Like, it was one thing when you were with the first one because it's like you have that one character, it's
Mikey. It's still Mikey. Yeah,
it's still him. You still have that general connection. But after that, when he's gone and you're pretty much most of the cast, I think April's still alive in this one because the new generation is like based off of April's kid and these new little turtles that pop up. Like that's their new crew, but the problem is I have no relation, no connection, nothing to say. Okay, I want to stick around with these guys and see their journey. Like, this is the same thing they tried with Old Man Logan when they started using him around again. Like, it gets to a point where they're using other characters besides Old Man Logan in his universe, and it's like, well, okay, it's novel to still mess around in that universe, but like once you're done with the main pull, like the main reason you're there, it's like, what's the point of being here? Like, I already know how this goes. Like, I don't care about these offshoot characters in this what if world that was good for the time it was out. Like,
Here's the thing. The people like to see that they don't like to see their heroes die. And so to have an offshoot one-off comic where it's all what if and you see your hero fall, or like a Deadpool kills the Marvel, right? Killing all the characters. We know it's not going to be a thing. It's just that one offshoot. The only problem is, just like with movies, they have one success and they think, oh, we can just play off of that and milk it for everything it is. Yeah. It was popular because it was an idea that they knew wasn't part of the regular timeline. It had a uniqueness to it. Of course, they abuse it and keep going. But at that point, no one wants it. No one wants to see a story where their heroes die. They want to see one. They just want to see a what if type situation. They don't want to see an entire series built off of their heroes dying. They don't know how to go with their audience. They just, like I said, they get one success and they just figure, oh, we'll just recreate that because it's that simple. And it's not.
And my eyes may deceive me. Maybe I'm colorblind, but this looks like a pink-haired whammon here.
Yeah, which is a big red flag for anybody who's not part of that side, that when they see a pink-haired girl with glasses, looks like she's a pissed off lesbian on the cover, they're going to be like, yeah, that doesn't look like the book for me.
Dude, she's got a more wrinkly forehead than I do. That frightens me.
It's like Rosie O'Donnell.
Ooh, good Lord. Why you gotta bring that kind of bad karma to the stream? Mention that.
You're the one who brought this up.
I didn't bring up Rosie O'Donnell. You did.
You had to show the cover.
Yeah, but I didn't make that connection.
When you saw that, you should have been like, "Holy crap, that's Rosie O'Donnell! I can't bring that up on my stream." Instead, you're all like, "I'm going to show that."
Because Rosie O'Donnell isn't a part of my memory banks. I don't think about her. You clearly are.
If I see a freaking short-haired, freaky, lesbo, angry feminist, yeah, I think, goddamn, that looks like fucking ugly ass Rosie O'Donnell.
But so. They've got this going on, and one of the things that's been fascinating about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is when you go through the generations, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 20-teens, and now. Ask anybody who's a Turtle fan, and depending on when they were born, when they were a kid, they have a different thing. They'll have a different response. These are my Turtles, because the Turtles are being reinvented over and over again. Unfortunately, the current reinvention, Seth Rogen crap from that horrible movie a year ago, that's the current iteration, and it's been rejected, widely rejected. The movie bombed. There was a sequel series. I think it's come and gone. Nobody talked about it. And
it came on. No one really talked about it.
Yeah, did it happen? It did happen.
It happened, but it's like one of those shows where only like one scene people talk about, and then that's it.
I knew it was happening. Didn't know it already happened. Had a feeling it had. I think there was a video game too that either is about to come out or came and went.
I'm pretty sure it came and went because it's like one of those like cheap ass like tie-in game ones, where they don't put much effort into it.
They had. I remember when when the mutant mayhem crap started. Like, oh, we have this whole thing, and I said then it's gonna fail, and here we are. It's failed. And even the crappy Nickelodeon stuff has a fan base to it. And I found both Nickelodeon shows kind of abominable. But then again, I'm old school. I'm like original comic. Campiness of the original cartoon, nice, but I was born with the combination of the cartoon and the comic. I kind of found them literally both at the same time. So I grew up with the combination.
Pretty much anything Turtles in the past like 12 years has been absolute shit. Like those movies, the redo of the movies where they were trying to do like Transformers, make it more realistic.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, those were shit too.
Well, yeah, those were pretty bad there. I would say
Megan Fox was hot.
Oh yeah, you can't deny
except for her thumbs.
But
you don't know that she has man thumbs. She has these big, stumpy thumbs. They're fucking funny.
I've just looked at her ever-growing chest.
Yeah.
Now she's fucked her face up.
Yeah, that I have seen. That looks bad. Ugh. All right, go ahead, Buck.
Yeah, but for me, the Turtles, I had the original series, and then but for the majority of it was like the 2003 version.
That was quality. For me, up to a point, I liked it because when they started that early 2000s one, they were paying homage to the original comic book run, really close to it, and then they deviated by like making the Shredder a Krang and shit like that. I was like, okay, now you're starting to lose me.
Yeah, that's when
I dipped out.
They started playing a little bit fast and loose on some stuff, but overall, it was still a good.
But it was respectful.
It was a respectable show, and hell, probably one of the best Shredder voices in the game. Like, that's literally what I hear anytime I'm like reading a comic that has Shredder in it, And obviously I didn't like the Seth Rogen one. That was just pure trash. That
was
didn't need to exist at all.
Find someone who did.
I found a few during our coverage of it. We found a few during our coverage of it. A few stands. And hell, it was even worse than that one where they were all different sizes and there was like magic.
Oh, that was Rise of the
Ninja
Turtles. That one I did not like, and like people were
even
like,
that's better than the Mayhem one. Even that was better than Mayhem.
People were like, "Oh yeah, it's so good." I'm like, "No, this is trash," and and I view it as a patient zero because that was where you had a Black April O'Neil in there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's where they got it from," and that's what happens.
I know I've brought it up, but I did like that, and I even have it. I have it somewhere. I like that CGI animated movie that came out in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, that one.
That one was good. I rewatched it earlier this year. It's good. It's a good one. I wish they had stuck with that universe. That was a fascinating later years, where things are different and stuff like that.
Yeah, did you ever hear about what they were planning to do for the sequel?
No, I never knew they tried a sequel. What?
Well, the plan was for the sequel was they were going to try to make it a little bit more like a scary movie where Shredder would come back from the grave and somehow he would hit Leo, Donnie, and Raph with like some mutagen that turns them back into like regular turtles. And Mikey is the only one left, and he's like trying to cure his brothers while being hunted down by Shredder.
That's a little reminiscent of the last. It has elements of the last comic arc I was reading as a kid, but because I was a kid, I couldn't keep up with it, so I lost the release schedule of it. I didn't understand when you're like 11 or 12, you don't at least I didn't understand release schedules for comics. And there was it was the last arc I was reading in the original comic run where a leech had latched onto Raphael and sucked out his blood, and the mutagen mixed in his blood. And what happened was the leech started to evolve, and Raph started to devolve back into a baby turtle or a regular turtle. He grew like literally retarded and smaller. And the whole arc was trying to hunt down this leech as it's evolving and getting stronger so they can get the mutagen back and somehow transfer it back to Raph. I never finished it. I never knew what happened with that. I mean, obviously,
yeah, like hold on, let me. Yeah. Oh yeah, it actually they even had a poster for it
because the leech is like wearing a trench coat and a hat and stuff like that.
Oh no! This is
you're talking about the new one. Oh, you're talking about
this is for the movie. Like let me put it in the private chat.
Does it have an angry lesbian on the cover?
Oh God.
No, I don't think so.
Not everything can be your cup of tea, Devil. Anyway. All right, so
you banned Kel and Sleazy?
I haven't banned anybody. We don't listen. I don't pay attention to Ariel anymore until she stops telling lies. She has to stop telling lies. Is the Reddit link?
Yeah, the Reddit link.
Okay. Let's take a look here. Boop. Oh, that. So this was the.
This was the poster they had for their pitch.
Okay, pitch meeting. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because we know that the chick in it was what, Shredder's daughter in it, or just was it his daughter? I don't remember anymore. Suddenly,
they never really not in that version. It was Karai, but they never really stated what her connection was beyond being like his second in command.
The new leader of the Foot, essentially.
Yeah.
Damn that. See, that would have been fascinating. I would have been down for that.
Yeah, and also I even forgot about this. That Splinter also got turned back into a rat. So this would have been an interesting concept.
Yeah, this would have been cool. I liked this movie. Again, I saw it earlier this year. I rewatched it earlier this year, and it held up. It's excellent animation, good voice acting in it, and they should have. That was the thing. They should have stuck with. They should have given this iteration more time instead of jumping into that Nickelodeon CGI one, which I thought was terrible.
I never saw it.
I first was like kind of mad to it, but I kind of grown to like some of the stuff they did. There were some characters in there that kind of were like, ooh, okay, I actually like these characters, like Tiger Claw, who was basically just Deathstroke but a tiger, and it was just way too cool for what it was, you know. But that's just it, you know. It was fine for what it was. And they definitely got ballsy at the end because I mean, Splinter literally gets fucking stabbed at the end of the series. It just dies.
So I never finished it, so I watched. I watched a little bit in the beginning, and then I once in a while tuned in to see what was going on, but I never really committed to it because I just didn't hit it. But yeah, so I miss good Turtles, and I think the disaster of Mutant Mayhem may destroy the franchise for a while.
I think like it'll just probably it'll keep it like quiet for a minute, and at least until the next big thing, which is like supposedly that last Ronin movie, if that ever comes out.
I forgot they were making a last Ronin movie. I totally forgot about.
Yeah, they're supposedly they're doing the movie, which is supposed to be live action. I don't know why. You could just make it CG.
Oh no! Don't make it live action.
Yeah, but there's that, and then if I recall correctly, I think there was talk of a game. I don't know if it's still up or not. It's been a minute since I checked in on that. But yeah, they were clearly trying to get in on that last Ronin craze there. So,
well, I guess that kind of brings us back to the Obity thing. I don't think there is a last Ronin craze anymore. I don't think anybody, if what you're telling me is accurate, and the second series flopped, and now they're gonna make a third one next year. You can't have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles without the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You need to have something to connect it. Even like even if you have like an offshoot character like say Venus or whatnot, you could at least sort of understand it. But this is like, nah.
No, I mean they tried that one. Do you remember? I forget when it was. It must have been either late 90s or early 2000s. They tried a live action Turtles TV show.
Yeah, I know that one. It was
And
the same one that it had a crossover with the Power Rangers in space at the time.
Really, it did? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And
there was a girl turtle.
And that was the first time they introduced a girl turtle before Venus. This was the whatever that one was called.
I think that was Venus.
Was that the first time they introduced Venus? Okay.
Yeah, because
I forgot her name.
They've done like multiple female turtles, or at least variations, but that was like the first time they brought it out.
It didn't work then, and that's early attempts at agenda-driven stuff in the Turtles, and
probably, but I think it's like they wanted to follow like the Power Ranger formula, where you got to at least get one chick in there.
You got a chick. It's called April.
Yeah, but you know how it is. They probably just wanted to get something in there new, but who cares? She didn't really catch on as much, despite people's like attempts.
I remember, I guess in one iteration of the comics, they like killed Donatello and put his brain into a robot. They actually made Bebop and Rocksteady terrifying, where they beat him to death, and then they transferred his brain to a robot for a while. I remember when that happened.
I think they took that. That's weird. There was an episode in that 2012 CGI Turtles show where they had a what if episode where it was basically Old Man Logan but for kids, and Leo gets mutated into a hulking rage monster. Raph looks like Old Man Logan. Mikey is like as skinny as a toothpick, and Donnie has to transfer his brain into his mind into a robot. So I think that's where I think they took that idea from that book.
I don't know, because I know. I remember seeing the panels online, and and the end of the final panel is apparently, if I understand the story correctly, Bebop and Rocksteady cornered Donnie in the alleyway, and he had no help and no way out, and they literally beat him to death with lead pipes. And you see them walking away, congratulating each other, and you see Donnie's bloody corpse, and then they put his brain in a robot body, and he was like that for a while. I just remember that happening, and I was like, "Damn, this is dumb." This is dumb. I don't care if you're making Bebop and Rocksteady actually seem like threats. It's just there's better ways to do it without killing somebody and then turning him into a robot. Even if you do that, leave him dead. Don't turn him into a robot. Because then what were the consequences? Then he's still alive. He's just a robot now.
Yeah, that's kind of like you're trying to showcase how hardcore you are without taking into account the actions and the repercussions of it. Because I'm fine with the idea of those two being legitimate threats, but I would prefer if they keep them at this balance where they're between legitimate threats and more jokey, goofball jobbers, because then you have other characters that you can fulfill that more hardcore, serious, okay, when this guy shows up, that's the problem, but that's just me, my personal preference.
And that's just the de-evolution of comics in general. They lose the narrative. And I know for a long time, Eastman and Laird have not been involved for a long time, until recently with the last Ronin. At least Eastman is Laird still alive, or is he dead? I don't know. I know they don't work together anymore. I know that. If one might be dead, but they had a falling out at one point, I believe. But when you have the creators come back, and this is what you're doing, creating last Ronin arc, story timeline. Even you've lost your narrative at that point. What are you doing? I'm not interested.
If they were gonna make it into a movie, they should have done the DC animated universe, do an animated Last Ronin. Okay, fine, whatever. But if they're going live action, if they're going big budget and stuff, I just don't think it'll work.
Is it on Netflix? Or Amazon? No. It's one of the two, I think.
Well, I don't know, but that's just a funny thing is, they in the comics they did a crossover between Batman and the Ninja Turtles, and they turned that into an animated movie, and that animated movie was actually pretty good. Granted, they fiddled a little bit with the lore to make it fit more instead of it just being multiverse. They just said, okay, fuck it, they're both in the same world, so we don't have to explain it. But it was still a good movie. I mean,
I've seen the clips of Batman and Shredder fighting. I've seen.
Oh yeah, that stuff was awesome. You know, and I'm shocked that they haven't continued that, because there was multiple. They did like 2 sequels to that, and it's like, okay, I would like to see more of that because that was kind of cool. You know, and it's like Devil said, they should focus it in like animated format. You know, like DC did with their stuff. Like, hey, let's make a crap ton of like these movies, you know, and just go nuts with the ideas, you know. We can have a wacky, like goofball sort of callback to the 80s show. We can do hardcore stuff from the comics or whatever you want to do, you know. But no, let's give it to that literal fucking man-child.
I hate Seth Rogen. I hate him.
I do too. God.
All right, they're both alive. Okay, well, I know Eastman's alive. I just hadn't heard anything from Laird, but I know they don't work together anymore. They had a falling out, if I remember correctly. All right, so I had an update from Sam. His internet is still out, so we will likely not get him tonight. He's gonna go hurt somebody, so we wish him luck in his own vengeance mission for no internet. Well, I miss good Turtles content, but yeah, I'm not exactly in need of it. I miss it, but I'm not exactly hurting for it. And I want good content, but it's not exactly part of my whole entertainment plan. If it's there, great. If it's not, I have found other things.
Yeah, I would like to have some stuff there.
I wasn't really into Usagi Yojimbo. Not really.
I never really had interest in Usagi. Like, Usagi was just a fun little side character that pop up in Turtles stuff, and it was like, okay, cool. I guess I have no interest in this character, but you know, back onto it. I would like some Turtle stuff, especially in the games, because sure, oh yeah, cool, side scroller beat 'em ups. So I was like, okay, I don't care for those. I kind of want a proper like game, like Mutants in Manhattan. That one was actually fun. You know, that was made by Platinum.
That. I mean, honestly, I haven't played a Turtles game in decades, and all my best memories are, of course, of the arcade game. Those are my best Turtle game memories. Just
I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's just for me, I kind of just need more than just the you know, the retro arcade side scrollers that they keep like repumping out or whatever the fuck they're doing with these latest games, because it's like, okay, cool, you're appealing to that like particular fan base that wants it, and cool for them, they get what they want, but it's like, can you also give me a little something? I want my slice of the pie. You know, give me my slice of the pizza. You know, I'm not asking you to deny them, just give me something.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. We're not going to get what we want. We know this. Nobody who's a true fan of Turtles is going to get what they want at this point. So we will ignore it, make fun of it, and move on. All right, so Bug has given us something here.
Yeah, the first link.
Why not? We've done it for Superman when it happened. We might as well do it for this, and we can then, because I don't care about spoilers for an MCU.
Yeah, I should preface this. This was discovered on Reddit, and the source can be iffy, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's fact, but it's not out of the realm of possibility given Marvel's history.
The last time that we got spoilers for one of these things, Superman, those spoilers are kind of lining up right now with what the movie looks like. So I don't feel bad with this. And also, warning, spoilers for Fantastic Four Baby Steps right now. Bug has dug up something from Reddit that he found on Twitter. So let's take a look at it.
It was my own screenshot from Reddit.
Oh, it's yours? Oh, yes. You dug it up and posted it. Okay, you dug it up and posted it. So Bug has done the work. And here we go. Fantastic Four Baby Steps spoilers. Let's read it. And If I feel like I should stop to comment, I'll stop. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. All right. The film opens with the line, if you all know the story, we get a brief montage of past battles, including the fighting Mo-Man and an axe sequence of them fighting Red Ghost in the chimps. Now, if that's just a fast flashback, then you got John Malkovich to play Red Ghost for a flashback.
That would be pretty lame to do. And also, like, while it's cool to have Mole Man and Red Ghost, it's like those would have been good startup villains instead of just fast tracking to Galactus.
Well, they need to hurry and kill this world. And before we go any further, I forgot to bring this up. Tonight we do have a super chat tip goal tonight. If we can get $50, I will go. We'll do a. What are you doing? Oh, just stupid move. Hang on a second. Why didn't this work? There we go. Scroll. There we go. Sorry. If we get $50 tonight in just tips, super chats, member donations, I'll do a gaming stream right afterwards. I'll just go right into a gaming stream. We'll play some games. Play a game. Probably Lunar. So that's what we'll do tonight. So just putting that up there, guys, if you are feeling generous tonight and want to see more entertainment after the show. All right. So yeah, that is... I agree with you completely, Bug. Galactus is just a mistake. But they need to destroy this universe so they can shove him into the MCU main line. So that's what they're doing. Okay. Back home, Sue discovers she's pregnant. As the team prepares for the baby's arrival. Goddamn, what's wrong with me? Shalabal arrives with a warning, which we've seen in the trailers, so we know that kind of works. After we know, and she's wearing the same outfit that they announced the pregnancy in, so that could line up. The team decide to go into space after her. She takes them to Galactus, who's on a massive ship-consuming planet. Okay, so remember way back when I commented on it, is this going to be Galactus' size, like basically City Walker kaiju size? And somebody said he could just be shrinking down.
I believe that might have been me.
It was you. Okay, it was you. Okay, so seems no, that's going to be his size, and he's not going to be on his chariot, but inside a giant world-eating machine. So
I mean,
it's not out of the realm, but it's not what I would want.
Yeah, I'm not entirely against the idea because, like, I've seen other variations of Galactus where he has machines that help do the consumption of the world and whatnot, and him having his own, like, transportation. That's one thing. Okay, I'm not against that. Not having the size shifting thing, I would have preferred it.
They're nerfing him.
It's a little bit of a nerf, which I think that's kind of a mistake for a character like this. But then again, introducing this character in the first movie is a mistake. But what else?
And this isn't even MCU Galactus. It's a multiverse Galactus. It's not even MCU mainline Galactus. So they're introducing him to get killed and shoved off, or win and shoved off to the side, and nobody cares about afterwards. Because I still think they're going to lose. I haven't read the whole thing yet, obviously. I still think they're going to lose. So Galactus says he'll spare Earth if they give them Franklin. We already know the baby's Franklin. We've seen the toys. They've already spoiled that.
And like this isn't put in this particular post, but another leak I had seen said that the reason Galactus wants Franklin is because he wants to get his home universe like resurrected, and that's like the entire goal of him. Is he's trying to get the kid instead of the usual, hey, let me just eat your planet type thing.
That is dumb. If that's true, that's dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Galactus is he's an antagonist, but he's not necessarily a villain. He's a force of nature. He exists as part of the universe as a balancing effect. I mean,
like he's meant to be like a force of nature, like a hurricane.
Yeah,
like it's like we see him, all hands on deck.
I can't believe they would go with such a freaking generic reasoning for what he's doing. Once again, he's trying to bring back his universe. They've done that a billion times. trying to bring back my people, trying to bring back, it's like freaking Zod type idea, right? It's same damn thing. I'm trying to re-establish Krypton here on Earth and bring my people back. It's been done a billion times.
It's that stupid like attempt at nuance they want to put on villains instead of just letting them be like villains, like
or be their more accurate version. Just
not
like, hard.
It's stupid, man. I like even back in the 2015 with Avengers: Age of Ultron, like as much as it wasn't as great as it was at the time, it still had like the villain you could understand. Like they didn't nuance it. He was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill all humanity," and like that's it. It didn't need any more dress up.
It was like a quick and dirty version, is what it was.
Yeah, it was quick and dirty, but it was still like pretty accurate to what Ultron is meant
James
to be.
Spader did a good job too. James Spader.
Oh yeah. So they just need to stick to villains that are, or at least stick to the idea that villains are villains for their own reasons. Like Galactus is not like he just goes, look,
he's not bwahaha.
Yeah, he's not bwahaha. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna eat the world. There you go. You don't need to dress it up with this. Oh well, I wanna do this and this and this because this. Like, shut up. No, you're making a comic book movie, dude.
Your world's on my menu because I need to do it in order to balance things out. It's just that simple.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to die, so I'm going to eat your world. I don't care about you.
Yeah. I got to do this so that I can deal with other shit in the universe because that's my job. All right, so it's already, if that rumor is true, that's dumb. And also, of course, rushing right to having Franklin Richards be introduced. Franklin Richards, who I have always thought was a dumb creation because he just breaks all the fucking universal rules with what he can do. I'm just gonna warp reality.
Yeah, they don't really. The problem with that type of character is if you keep him there, then it's sort of like, what are you gonna do with that character? And you have to either come up with like a million different reasons for why this character can't interact, or you have to remove them from the field entirely. It's not like I mean, when you have like characters like the Watcher, when you have like they are a prime example, but they put in that, hey, I'm only meant to observe, not interfere. Like that makes more sense because it's like, okay, I get why you're not jumping into it because you are bound by a code. And if you do interfere, that means it has to be a big reason. And it's like, there you go, actions and consequences. But with Franklin, it's like, well, Franklin, why the fuck aren't you like reality warping, Dr. Doom into fucking snow cones or some shit?
Or give us like a really good story reason. Like one of my favorite things from Justice League when we got to Unlimited is season one of my favorite two-parters, because most of season ones were two-parters, was when essentially a Cthulhu-esque monster was invading and an Aquaman got Hawk Girl, and they also needed Dr.
They needed Solomon Grundy.
They needed Solomon Grundy. That episode is fantastic, especially Grundy just being a pseudo hero at the end. Grundy wants his soul back. That was so good. And Shiera's connection that she made with him was so strong. And then come back 2 seasons later in Unlimited season 2. Or end of Unlimited season 1, sorry. End of Unlimited season 1. And Shiera she's in the middle of her exile. And somebody stupidly resurrects Grundy, and he's not really Grundy anymore. He's just mindless zombie version, even more zombified, just destruction. And everybody's trying to stop him, and they can't. And at one point, Ivo's android is returned.
Yeah, he's like,
and right there, he's
power.
He's essentially he's essentially the equivalent of Dr. Manhattan at that point, if we're going to compare to that kind of rum thing where he could do anything. But like you just said, his ability is getting neutralized by whatever magic is going on in Grundy, and it's sapping his strength and making Grundy stronger. So he says, I got to get out of here. I'm making things worse. It's a nice, clean reasoning.
Actually, it was more like it was more like he tried to do it and then he failed, and then that confused him so much. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I gotta see what's going on here, and then he just leaves.
He was causing a problem. There was a problem because Grundy there was. But it's a nice, simple reason to get rid of your overpowered character that should be able to solve this with a snap of his fingers. That to me, that's one of the cleanest things I've ever seen done to get rid of a character like that in that situation. And then, of course, it's a very sad episode where, you know, in the end, Shira puts him out of his misery. He says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Because what they needed her nth metal mace to counteract the magic. But that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Look at the rabbits, Grundy.
Yeah, it was just that is so good. That's a great companion pair of episodes. But I just wanted that as my example of what you were talking about there. We're going to get rid of something powerful, make it make sense, and we'll be happy. Yeah. Make it make sense, and we're happy. Anyway. All right. Galactus agrees. Spirit. Blah, blah, blah. All right. The team refuses and battles with Silver Surf her. During the fight, Shallowball is thrown into a wormhole where she experiences a month while only minutes pass for the team. What?
I guess this is the point where she becomes sympathetic to the cause.
Instead of like good writing to convince her, let's just make it a random plot device.
Yeah,
to change her mind.
Even the freaking 2007 movie understood this because they had, like, as flawed as that movie was, at least with Silver Surfer, you could understand that he was cracking a little bit when he was hanging out with Invisible Woman, because he's like, "Hey, look, you remind me of my wife," you know,
the real Shallowball.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, okay, you have something there, and you're establishing that connection, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to, you know, turn on Galactus and all this stuff. But so here Galactus it's just like a wormhole.
Since he was a cloud. Yeah, so then in her absence, Reed creates a plan to teleport Earth away from Galactus. But when Shallowball returns, she sabotages the teleportation tech. The team pivots and now plan to teleport Galactus himself away from Earth. Sue is the leader of the team. She sacrifices herself to defeat Galactus using all her powers to send him to a portal. She gets resurrected by Franklin. That's the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Oh man! All right, let's finish this up. And we'll come back.
Well, let's just let's just address the fact that
okay, yeah, we'll stop here. Okay, go ahead.
Like, I hate that this would confirm the stuff we've been hearing about how supposedly Sue is going to be the leader, and it's like, oh no.
Well, we've all but established that because the actors themselves and the creators said it. They said, yeah, that's what it's going to be. So it's not rumor anymore. It's just fact. She's going to be the leader of the freaking thing. And yeah, we're supposed to just accept it.
You know, and I had heard supposedly, or at least some version of this film, like someone was going to die. And apparently they were planning on doing it with the Thing, which was like, oh, that was terrible idea. I think killing off any of these characters in the first movie is a bad idea, you know. But this is just like, this is great. We're going to have her do this moment, and then we're going to do the whole thing. Like, the Donnie robot brain thing. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. Magic baby snap.
And like, that's the problem with Franklin Richards. I mean, let's go back in time. I enjoyed the Onslaught saga. I did. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought the buildup was great. And I really loved the final battle where Bruce suppresses himself and goes from being Professor Hulk into super duper Savage Hulk to beat the crap out of Onslaught finally. But of course, the end of that, if I remember correctly, they had to get rid of all the mutants to make sure Onslaught couldn't come back. But then in the end, they just used Franklin to resurrect everybody. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, pretty much. And he wound up like creating like this whole ass alternate Earth to like slap them all in. And like it was so confusing and stuff like that. But yeah. And it's just
I've said it before, I'm not a fan of the Fantastic Four, never have been, but it makes Franklin Richards just makes everything even worse because because his power set.
Yeah,
It just
they
makes it worse.
just it just does not work here.
No, all right. So post-credit scene. Sue is reading a book to Franklin. She gets up to grab another one. In the background, we hear the sound of a teleportation device activating. When she returns, she freezes. The book slips from her hand. Standing before her is a cloaked figure, Doctor Doom. We don't see his face, but his full body is visible beneath a silver cloak. In one hand, he holds his iconic mask, rendered in CGI. In another, he
It's so
carries the
stupid.
unconscious Franklin. Cut to black. Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. Then how do we get to the spaceship at the end of Thunderbolts, which they reshot because they had to make it match up to this?
I'm going to assume that's what... I think the baby is going to be the reason. I think that's what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Like, it's probably going to be Doom using... Probably Doom, like, uses the kid to, like, teleport into...
Well, finish the thought, sorry.
Yeah, like he's going to use the kid to teleport to the world, and that's how it starts, and he's going to, like, pit everybody to fight each other while he's doing his big plan or whatever. But I'm more annoyed with the idea, with this the CGI Doom mask in the hand. It's like, well, no.
Why can't you just hold a real one?
How about, hold a real one, or better yet, let me just see the thing, him wearing it.
Well, we know that RDJ had, last time we saw him in a set photo, he had the CGI dots on his face. But here's the thing. If the rumors are true about Doomsday, Doom's entire plan is to collect Portal Puncher America Chavez's powers and Miss Marvel's bangles, and now apparently Franklin Richards, so he can hop and jump through the multiverse to collect the things he needs to make Battle World for Secret Wars. Beat God Doom.
Oh god, my head hurts already from this.
Yeah. This movie is gonna be a dumpster fire, and right now I can't wait. I have been without. So I've got this and Superman to review in July. I cannot wait to review both those movies. I cannot wait. And now I'm excited now. If this is bad, if this is true, 2 hours of mind-numbing crap that we are going to eviscerate for weeks and even a year, because I know, Bug, you mentioned it a little while ago, or at least I saw you mention it in the DM room. Tomorrow is Riri Day.
Yeah.
But after Riri Day and after Baby Steps, what they got, Vision Quest, it's not even done yet.
Yeah, that's like, that one's like, they're apparently like field testing different endings and stuff for that, which is like,
yeah.
I mean, like, isn't Doomsday and Secret Wars, aren't they pushed back to like 2027 or something like that?
Doomsday's been pushed back to December 2026 from its previous May time slot, and that means they had to push the Secret Wars back. My guess is they're going to push Doomsday probably into 2026. I don't think they'll be done in time, because I did a purposefully clickbaity short today from Daily Dive, where I just read a bit where they're charging Marvel millions of dollars upon millions of dollars for their continued shooting in England. And I just said, man, this thing's going to cost over $600 million before it's done.
Yeah,
because they're still writing the script. They're still writing the script.
Oh my god, yeah. You know, that was one of the things James Gunn was giving them shit for, because it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to actually film the movie until we have a script.
Yeah. So this is, I can't wait for this dumpster fire.
This is bad for them, because this is meant to be, because this and Born Again were meant to be the fix-it movies.
No, yeah, and Born Again became aborted. Should have been aborted.
Yeah, that was it was. While I have the more optimistic take on that one, I could definitely see that one did not chart well.
No.
That was definitely flawed. And granted, even with the course corrections, it's kind of hard to set sail on a boat when the first guy building it had left a bunch of holes. You know.
And so, with the MCU alone this year, they've already lost about $500 million at this point. Because we know the real budgets on these things. We don't believe they're stated budgets. We know the real budgets on these things. 250 to 300 million. We know that Black Falcon, Captain America, that thing cost $400 million. We know because of the reshoots. They are lying.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, I believe, was probably closer to 250, not the 150, 140 they claim. 180, sorry, 180. Not the 180 they claim. And that lost money. So between those two, they lost between $400 $500 million. They're going to lose this. We don't know the budget on this yet, but there's no way it's under 250. No way. And if they post that, they're liars. Between these three movies and the black hole of Disney Plus with Riri Day, the literally
nothing. 2 days of that. The first 3 episodes are dropping tomorrow, and then the final 3 episodes are dropping the next week.
Wait, they shifted it? I thought they were doing.
No, they're it's 2 weeks. 3 episodes tomorrow. The final 3 episodes. Yes,
you're sure they changed that? That means they changed it. It was supposed to be 3 and 6.
Yeah,
3 and 3. Oh, okay.
3 and 3.
All right, let's look that up real quick. I just want to see it.
I believe they even Marvel's got like a little panel poster thing of it.
Ironheart release schedule. Let's see. Okay, we've got Tech Raider, B-Bomb. We'll go with Hollywood Reporter. That's legitimate enough. That's bright. I didn't lower my screen. I didn't think I'd be using a article here. Let's just get it up. Let's see. Where does Ironheart? June 24th. And then, well, we say last 3 episodes. Oh, you're right. There you go. You are correct, sir. You are correct, sir. There it is.
They want to bury this real fast.
They changed it. It was supposed to be 3 episodes, then 1, and then 3 more weeks, 1 each. Yeah, they want this thing gone. They want this gone. It is.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe what everyone's been saying or what their so-and-so sources, like, supposedly this is the worst one out of everything they've done. And it's like, that tells you something.
Yeah, I'm saving that. That's that. I'm making a short out of that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is doomed. It's more money lost, but that's my entire point of this. That's my entire point of bringing up all this stuff right here. They've combined all these things. We are now in June, so we're almost 7 months in. We're year's half done. Year's half over. They've lost almost $1 billion because they didn't break even on anything so far, including what I think they're going to lose for baby steps. They're going to be close to losing $1 billion. Combine that with Elio, and they've already eaten up the profit made by Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that's that was that alone was already like soul crushing.
Yeah. And now, of course, they've got a couple movies coming for the remainder of the year that will probably make money. I mean, Avatar 3 will make ungodly amounts of money despite...
Yeah, and then everybody will forget it after 2 weeks.
Yeah, despite all logic. Weird animal people will make money. Blue people will make money. I don't get that. But
half naked blue aliens.
I guess some of them are green now.
Let's all gush over the blue aliens, but I don't give a shit about them because they always make the human characters, the human faction, cooler because they give them all the cool shit. Like, sorry, I don't give a crap about the blue Pocahontas. I like the giant mechs and crab robots.
They've done land theft, right? The first one. The second one, taking all the animals and destroying the environment. That
way. Family.
And so I'm guessing the next one's going to be on global warming. We're going to go to Pandora and start heating it up somehow.
The fire blue people are evil in the next one, apparently. They're evil, if I remember.
Oh, that's funny. I really want to see what makes them evil in comparison.
Maybe they don't fuck animals? I don't know.
Oh, no. Heresy.
Yeah. You don't stick your hair penis on helpless animals. You heartless sons of bitches.
Ew. I mean, that's true. They fuck animals to propagate their species in that franchise.
I find it funny that that a lot of the times, whenever Sam Worthington, like whenever he's going into their like hideout or whatever, they always grab him by the ponytail and they have a knife to it. And it's just funny. It's like, oh, you lose your dick, you die, I guess.
I will never understand why those movies are a success. I mean,
the first one was like, I could understand to a degree, like, okay.
It was like, a tech demo. That first one was a tech demo.
Yeah, like super good CGI and had like a meh plot that was kind of just, if you seen Fern Gully or Pocahontas, you saw Avatar, you know. And then the second one, I don't know. I didn't bother watching it, but I was like shocked that it made the money it did.
Well, Jed, myself, and Dre made ourselves infamous by saying, "Oh, it's gonna bomb. It won't make this money." And then we had to stand there week after week and watch the thing make over $2 billion and go, "Well, we were dumb."
Well, that's exactly it. I said the same thing. I said it's gonna make money, but it ain't gonna make $2 billion, which is what you guys figured it would take to become profitable.
Its break even was literally somewhere between 1.5 and $2 billion. That's where its break even was.
And I said that'll never happen too. And yeah, we all got freaking
I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. Avatar 3, $4 billion. I'm just saying it. It's gonna make $4 billion. It's a Christmas. It's coming out over Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be out there. Do something. I know that.
They're all gonna go fucking see it, and I'll stay home and jerk off. I don't care. I ain't going. I'm gonna go see that fucking movie. I need to see the second one. I'm gonna see the third one.
Well, we have fire, we have water. I'm waiting for heart. You know, that's when it's really gonna get good.
I'm just waiting for the like wind or whatever.
Well, we need someone with the sound clip of me saying, "By our powers combined, we're all gay." So I mean, that is Listen, they got what, like freaking they're making 3-4 more movies of that shit still.
At least 3, as far as I recall.
Yeah. Talk about a franchise nobody asked for, but somehow people keep going to see.
Well, at the very least, let James Cameron just fuck around with that thing. It's better than him just coming back to Terminator and fucking that up again.
You know what I want James Cameron to do? I want him to let Robert Rodriguez make Alita 2. That's what I want. James Cameron produced Alita.
Well, who would technically own the film rights?
Disney owns it.
They're never going to let that happen.
Well, rumor had, like, last year there was rumors that James Cameron was letting things move, and I always maintained that Robert Rodriguez did Book of Boba Fett in order to earn goodwill with Disney so he could make Alita 2.
Much as that worked.
Well, yeah, obviously my theory didn't pan out. But only thing I want on James Cameron is let Robert Rodriguez make Alita 2. That's what I want, because that would be fun. That's one of the few times, even though I know it's not accurate because I don't really know, because finding a original Battle Angel Alita manga is like near impossible. So I can't even check how accurate the movie was to the lore source material. But it was a good adaptation. It did it with respect. So that's why it's one of the few times an anime live action adaptation worked. And I have it. It's right there. I own it. I love that movie. I watch it like a couple times a year because it's a nice movie to put on and just enjoy. Outstanding effects too. But I don't want Blue People World anymore. I don't want Blue People World anymore. I never wanted it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm in that realm of where I'm fine with it. It's sort of the same thing I treat like Rian Johnson with. It's like, all right, let him make his shitty Knives Out movies and his TV show or whatever. As long as he's not going near established properties again, then I'm like, okay, we're all good. I don't care.
The thing is, James Cameron, he cracked the normie nip code because Avatar wins because of the normies.
Oh yeah,
that's why it wins. The normies show up, they go see it a few times. The rest of the world loves it too, and then, like you said earlier, poof, gone, and nobody even talks about it a month later.
Yeah, just like Dune.
I complained about that last week. Oh man. Those Denis Villeneuve, his Dune movies are trash. They're complete trash.
I mean, yeah, no one talks about them after they like go in. That's like 2 weeks later. Everyone's like, okay, I'm done talking about it.
Because it wasn't actually Dune. I mean, I'll give him credit. Part 1, and I hate that they call it Dune and Dune 2. It's still just the original book. It's still just one book he covered. He was sort of okay in the first one because he still sort of followed the actual story, didn't do anything crazy. But then in the part 2, he butchered the timeline. He butchered the characters. He changed so many things that when we're getting to now what's going to be a combination of Messiah and Children of Dune, nothing that should happen in those stories has been remotely properly set up with the previous movie, where it all left off and things left out. It's going to be a disaster. And I wouldn't say Dune was great in normie nip because it didn't make a ton of money. I mean, the first one we kind of write off because it was that day and day release with COVID and stuff like that. But the second one, honestly, to your point, what do people remember? People talk about Hans Zimmer's score more than they talk about the actual movie.
Like, hell, I don't even see like Dune memes. You know, you would think at least if it gets into the meme sphere, like
there's one meme, meme I've seen. Javier Bardem going. That's the one.
Yeah, like that's it. Like beyond that, you don't really see much. It's like it's like barely got a finger hold on relative shit.
Yeah,
and beyond that, no one gives a shit.
And you know what hurts? I wanted them to be good because I would have loved some more accurate Dune adaptations. Maybe go all the way to the end this time. Don't stop after Children, although you can't skip God Emperor because that's a really boring book. But important but boring. But that bugged me, and of course the cast was all wrong. No more Zendaya. Jeez, no, too toothy, Diz, too toothy. And besides, I hate that sandworm design too. It's an abominable sandworm design. Just abominable. That's not what a sandworm looks like. At least what I've seen the footage from the Dune Awakenings game. At least the sandworms look right in that. I can say that from what I've seen. The sandworms look right. Weasel can confirm more how the game's going in that than I can. One day I might get to it if it's still going when it drops on console, or I get a better computer in the interim, which is not likely because I would need to move first. Anyway, speaking of games, I was hoping Drew would be here for this one, but he's not. So I'll have to make do with you guys and your take for it. What do you think of this setup here, boys? Are you down for this right here?
Oh God, I've seen this thing before.
Are you down for this?
I mean, okay, I get the idea. It's fun. Maybe if you were like, I could see this being like a fun thing you do at like a business or something, like where it's tailor made to do that. But I wouldn't go through the process of like making that my home setup.
I feel like this is fun for a one and done.
Yeah, I think this would be the kind of thing you'd have for like your niche funding, like axe throwing kind of thing, where it's like you go there, you have your fun every once in a while when you feel the mood. It's like, okay, I want to do this thing, okay, let's set that up, but not as like your regular constant.
Yeah, this would be like when we were in Vegas, we did one of those 3D video game things. and it was fun, and I see this being something like that. Like you would go to a place, you pay $14 or whatever, and you and your friends get to,
It's like laser
do
tag.
yeah, you guys go in, you get a 20-30 minute freaking game of whatever, what's that called? World of Tanks or whatever it's called, that this is based the game in. But yeah, I'm with Bug. I would never spend all the money to make that a setup, especially because too often games just start losing your interest. And so you put that much effort into a game that, 3 weeks later, you might be like, yeah, I'm done with it.
I mean, now, what if this is a PvP thing going on here? I don't think it is. I think
yeah, it is a PvP thing.
It is a PvP thing.
If it's World of Tanks, it's PvP.
No, not World of Tanks. I mean, this thing right here, what we're looking at. Is that World of Tanks?
If it was like a PvP setup?
It's either that or War Thunder. That kind of plays the same way, but yeah, looks like
Alf was here, he could tell us because he.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the. Either way, both of those are PvP.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I thought this was a PvE game. So you're telling me this is one of those tank PvP games. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right. So So I guess then that does have a certain level of appeal that you're co-oping in this way.
Well, I mean, it's fun, but I feel like it would fit more better in the terms of like the axe throwing kind of thing, where you have like a special like location for this to be in, and you have guys come in. Okay, they'll pay like a couple bucks, and then they'll have like matches against each other and do this kind of shit. Like I could see that being more of the thing, but like your home setup, just nah. Especially what if your friends are like not available to help you out in this? So what? You're just doing this all by yourself? At that point, fuck it. Just get a regular controller. Requires friends.
I mean look at that. That's a Volkswagen steering wheel that they've slapped on there. You can see the VW emblem on there. Oh man, I don't know. Like I said, I think it would be cool for a one-off. It's like, hey, let's experience doing this, working together. But after that, I agree with you guys. The novelty would wear off super damn fast. Because I'm going to be honest. When I'm playing a video game, I want to be comfortable. This doesn't look comfortable to me. It's too much work. It's too much work. I'm a lazy gamer. I want to be in my chair.
They have one that like is even more exaggerated. They literally built a tank shell for it.
I mean, those are soda bottles. Are you talking about something different? Because those are just soda bottles.
Yeah. No. Like, I'll see if I can find it. I saw it just earlier, but literally they built a tank body shell that they get into, and they're.
I thought you said. I mean, you're talking about like a full frame. A frame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
like it's literally like they tried to build a tank essentially.
Cram everybody inside it. Jeez.
Yeah. It's like 3 friends inside of a makeshift tank body that has that setup. Instead, right here. Here, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay. All right.
Copy link.
But here's the thing. Clearly, they have this whole soda bottle as ammunition. What happens if you run out of the soda bottles?
I think they just pick them up and put them back in.
But why is it steaming then?
I think it's just immersion type bullshit.
Okay.
Like, that's what it is. It's all just to sort of have as much quote unquote immersion as it is. It's like those guys who pay like $3,000 for like a car like controller setup, where they're playing like a racing game, you know?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, all right, let's check this out here.
Yeah, this one's even more elaborate.
Does the audio matter?
I don't think there's music, but I didn't listen to the audio.
Do we need? No, well, I have it here. I want to know if did they talk at all, or
no, it's like techno music. Like so.
Okay, all right, fuck it. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know audio. We get it.
But this might be actually done by the company or something to promote it. I don't know. It's way elaborate comparative to the other one, but same deal.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that's like something you'd see for like a fucking YouTuber video, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's get a look.
It has a trash can lid. That's why I'm thinking it probably wouldn't be the company, because would they use a trash can lid? But But yeah,
That's way more detailed than those dudes in their one there. It's essentially the same thing there. What we're seeing.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Oh wow, they're even simulating the backlash of firing it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something you'd probably
It's
see
the same
in
game too. I could tell it's the same game.
Yeah, this is something you probably see in like a big, like one of those big game shows where they like, oh, let's do the simulation of the game.
Ariel says that's World of Tanks.
The World of Tanks. That's what I thought. It looked like World of Tanks.
Oh, they're actually moving it. Jeez.
Yeah, they actually. It also has. Yeah, they can do it normally, or yeah. So that's why it's.
Oh man,
I don't know.
I feel like
elaborate.
Okay, you proved your point, guys. Jesus Christ, I feel like that's the moving tank. I think is a little bit much.
That's much.
They prove their point that they don't have time for their girlfriends if they have any. Because goddamn, how long did that take to build?
These guys do not have girlfriends. Let's be honest. These guys do.
Holy crap, man!
All I'm saying is, I was giving them nerd points for you guys you made this super hyper realistic rig and set up to play World of Tanks, and you just nailed your buddy there. But then we're gonna cut to the dudes moving the tank.
Like,
that's
dude, imagine
too much,
like,
man. That's
dude,
too
imagine
much.
being the guy that has to do the fucking cranking of
You're
that.
not
It's
playing the game.
Yeah, you're not. It's like.
I mean, oh man, at least the dude inside is loading the cannon.
Yeah, like there's something there, but like you have these two other guys that they don't even get to play the game. They're just sitting there cranking the fucking wheel, like getting carpal tunnel and shit. Like, wow.
So, are we done yet? No. Keep rolling. We're in another match, but I gotta pee. Shut up. You're the tank tread. You don't get to pee. Oh man.
Like, I like. It's cool up to a point, and then it's like, then the novelty just immediately wears off.
And okay, that's funny. That guy deserves to get knocked down like that. Oh man, I can't get over the freaking tank moving.
That's just
that kills it for me, man. I
yeah,
lost.
That's like okay, like we get it, guys.
You had nerd points, and then you.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah, and you're making your buddies move it for you. That's just dick. It's just dick. Well, final verdict on this: try it once, but no thanks. And that's wrong. It's too much. It's just too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right. I'll save this one for next time. Save that one for next time because I wanted everybody here for that discussion. I also will save the top that 8 list one because that's punishment for Samuel. And if Samuel's not here, I can't punish him. So I'm out of stuff suddenly. Then I'm out of stuff. Well, while we got up here, I did see it. Bug, why don't you go ahead and promote your stuff since you did have the link and we did talk about it a little bit. So be sure of that.
Yeah, I
put it up here.
Yeah, this is just some promo art of my book, that I've been posted. And also, Adam, she is not a monster girl, so there you go.
Obviously.
Yeah,
don't let unless there's teeth down there. There's not teeth down there, is there?
No, there's nothing. She's more like just more light powers than actual teeth shit. So, also like when she, transforms into the blood, that's more like magical girl kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a quality. This is just like the two, I guess, leads of the series of books I make. Because I just wanted to have that connection that these two, like one is obviously playing a villain, one's a hero, but they don't know the other's in that realm. Play with that fun as a plot point.
It's a classic trope.
Yeah, it's just that what it is because the main crux of the story is the guy on the left. He's a henchman. That's literally his alias. He just throughout the entire series, he's working for different crime bosses and villains and whatnot, getting into the various shenanigans one might have, and I'm exploring that dynamic of what a person at that level deals with, I think the best comparison I've got is Venture Brothers with Henchman 21, where you're
Ariel just made the joke. Yeah, Ariel made the joke.
Yeah, where you're, I just want to have that a fun middle level kind of guy, and like seeing what the villains and bad guys do when they're not always fighting the good guys. I don't know. I just like that kind of vibe, and also I'm not trying to do the sympathy card thing where it's like, because the villains are most of the main characters that you got to sympathize with. No, I make a lot of the villains in here despicable. Some you might relate to, but they are still villains at the end of the day, that deserve to be locked up for their heinous
That's
crimes.
what's missing in a lot of stuff these days. Villains should not be redeemed. They're villains. I mean, once in a blue moon, maybe have a villain arc where they come around and do stuff. I mean, I'll do that myself in due time, but not every villain should have a good reason.
Yeah, no, I don't really do that. Like, if anything, there's only maybe like 2-ish characters that are in that level of redemption. Otherwise, if you're a bad guy, you're a bad guy for a reason. Like, you could have the best sympathetic story ever, but that doesn't change the fact you kind of killed people, dude.
I gotta say, I'm kind of more into her with her secret identity.
With the normal form?
Yeah, I'm more into her like that. I'm more into her than in her superhero form.
I mean, that's fine.
Maybe it's like maybe it's like she's giving off like regular anime girl vibes.
I mean, that's kind of what it was. Like her design, I sort of based like there was some Supergirl inspirations. I had a little bit Common America, and then I had a little bit of Miss Marvel, like proper Carol Danvers Miss Marvel, not Carl Manvers.
Yeah,
and then like, and of course I wanted to make her design peak. I wanted to make it real good, like, and I also wanted to avoid the Clark Kent thing where, like she's wearing a domino mask. Well, if she's walking around blonde, it's like, well, I know what you look like. I clearly can see your face, like the 10% that covers it doesn't do anything. So I'm like, well, give her different hair when she's not in hero form.
Now, I assume that if he saw her tits on both ways, he'd be able to identify her. If he saw her,
they'd be about the same size.
Yeah, so he'd say, wait, I recognize those bare naked boobs. He'd be able to recognize those
my
boobs.
God. You know what? That just reminds me of a joke they did in the second Charlie's Angels movie where one of the Angels' like ex-boyfriends was a scary like Irish mafia guy. And when she's in a disguise, he like looks at her ass and he's like, And then suddenly, later down the line, he busts down the door with a shotgun, shoots it up in the air, goes, I know that ass anywhere!
I only saw that one once, so I have no memory of that.
I've seen it multiple times because it is a pure guilty pleasure fun
I
movie.
used to own the first one.
And, the first one is legitimately good. The second one is like, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, but it's that good fun of like, yeah, it's stupid, but it's like fun to watch.
Well,
thank you for your commentary, Devil. I very much appreciate it. You're a good friend.
I'm sorry. The only in the Charlie's Angels, the only one I was even remotely attracted to is Drew Barrymore. I think Cameron Diaz is.
I'm thinking Lucy Liu, baby.
I don't like Lucy Liu at all. I'm not even remotely attracted to her.
So
no, I fuck you, dude. I like Asian girls. I think they're fucking hot. I just don't think Lucy Liu is an attractive Asian chick. I'm sorry. I just don't. I fucking think Drew Barrymore's hot, and Cameron Diaz, the only movie I ever thought she was hot in was The Mask.
That I'll agree with you.
That's fair enough.
That was the first time I saw her in anything. I'm like, okay, she's doing it for me. And then the more I saw her, the less and less I wanted to see her.
I think it's like the appeal of her just drop down certain movies, and
well, in The Mask, they really dolled her up in The Mask.
yeah,
and skin, long hair.
She looked like classic 50s hot is what she looked in The Mask, and that's
yeah,
why
kind of like reminiscent of Jessica Rabbit, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
exactly.
when I looked at The Mask, I thought she had bigger tits than she really did in The Mask. And
yeah,
like, wait,
they really
she had bigger tits.
Yeah, don't you hate that when that happens? Like when you see these actors, in these roles, and they have like massive tits, and then suddenly you see them later, and you're like, wait a minute, that don't look right. They're smaller
Now,
than I remember.
sometimes it was the eyes of youth, and I didn't have the proper ability to gauge how big boobs were. Also, were tits, and they all looked huge to me because I remember when I first watched Demolition Man, I thought Sandy Bullock had much bigger tits. And then later, I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to her tits? But then, you go back and watch Demolition Man. No, her tits look the same. They're not any bigger than they ever are in the other movie she's in. So sometimes there's like an illusion where you think something might be bigger, and I attribute that to like youth, where you're just enamored and everything looks big to you. But with Cameron Diaz, that we're agreed though. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that her boobs looked bigger in The Mask, and then you were surprised later on what happened.
I had that issue with Angelina Jolie and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because like that was like pushed up to the extreme, and then other movies it's like wait a minute, I'm not seeing it.
Is that pre or post mastectomy? I don't know, because she had cancer, so she like just
that explains it a lot lot more then.
Current date actually, she had a double mastectomy. She had a double mastectomy.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't research that much.
Well, you can't expect me to know all the lore. Listen, I know boob lore. Okay, so let's just. Well, there's one thing. Like if you watch the Tomb Raider movie, the original live action Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah.
They seem okay most of the movie, but then suddenly at the end when she's got on the Lara Croft blue tank top uniform, they're suddenly bigger at the end of the movie than they were throughout the whole movie.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, but suddenly it's like, whoa, they look bigger than they did the whole movie up until now.
I thought she got a mastectomy, but it wasn't. She didn't get it because she got cancer. I think she did it preemptively because her mother died from cancer or something like that. Yeah, so she preemptively took her tits away.
Difference to me. Same difference. Cancer involved. Cancer relief.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
So, I'm not sure when she did it though. I don't know if she did it. I know she did it before she made Maleficent. I know that when she made Maleficent, she already had the double mastectomy. I don't know. I don't know when, if it was our Mr. and Mrs. Smith when that happened though. But
if somebody told me I had a freaking 80% chance of dick cancer, I would just be like, well, I got a short life, and I'd ride that thing down. I wouldn't cut my dick off.
That's
preemptively.
Well, listen, I mean,
but
you can live without your dick, but do you want to?
Well, that's exactly it.
Now, I mean,
so much less appealing after she took them.
Well, good plastic surgery can restore it to an extent, but it was a shame. It was a shame. All right, unless we have another boob rabbit hole to go down, I got nothing else. I got nothing.
Monica Bellucci.
I will worship at her altar. Listen, first time I saw Monica Bellucci was Matrix 2. That was the first time I mean, she'd already been famous in Italian movies for years. But of course, whom I watch in Italian movies? But then like Matrix 2, when she went Persephone, I was like, whoa, hi, Carrie Ann Moss, move aside.
That changes you.
It does change you. It's like, wait a minute. That's a woman right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's such a shame that she had to be a Bond girl for the terrible era of Bond movies.
That's a waste of beauty right there. It really is. It really is a waste of beauty. All right. Here's a final topic that I'll put down. I made a statement this afternoon on Daily Dive when I was going across one of the news articles that I was talking about, and I made a statement that I throw down the gauntlet. I challenge anybody who thinks that any batch of current day starlets. I was talking about the Latina chick from Andor, where everybody's thirsting over, who isn't really that hot. I lay down the challenge. I will give any person who thinks that the women of the 2020s, the 2020s right now, and I would like to even have Sydney Sweeney. I'd let them have Sydney Sweeney, who's legitimately hot. Take 10 women in this era of actresses in Hollywood and entertainment, and I guarantee I can go to any era in the previous decade and find 10 women that are 10 times hotter. I guarantee.
Bold statement, Cotton.
I guarantee. I'll go back. I'll go back to the 40s and 50s, and I'll throw out Sophia Loren and stuff like that, man. I'll dig deep into the archives. But I'm talking like pick a decade. I'm not gonna like grab a master team of hotties from across the eras to fight just so-called hotties from the 2010s, from the 2020s right now. But I feel people are worshiping mid to ugly women nowadays. That's what I feel.
Oh, I agree that there's women that are women that are like very low mids that people are acting are much hotter, like Rachel Ziegler. But I don't know, because standards have changed too, like what's considered attractive and stuff. So I don't know if we would all consider those women attractive. Now, in their time, absolutely, they were considered
Sophia
monstrally
Loren
attractive.
is an all-timer. I would put up.
But you're naming one person here. That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm just picking one at random from the era. I'm saying one of the top tier from like that era. Sophia Loren from the 70s. I would pick out Raquel Welch as a top tier.
Yeah, you can find one or two people in that time period that are hot 10. Too, but you're
10.
It's just like what was that girl from the do you remember the original Mickey Mouse Club back like when it was black and white, right? Yeah, Annette Funicello. She was considered a gorgeous freaking teen girl at that time. Didn't think she was that attractive. Like when I was.
Annette Funicello was not competing with Marilyn Monroe in a beauty contest in that era.
I'm just saying, there's different standards. You might find one or two, but I wouldn't necessarily say.
I'm talking the best of the best that are universally hailed as beauties. I'm not talking saying Annette Funicello was considered cute. I'm talking the class of Marilyn Monroe. I'm talking Jane Mansfield. I'm talking top of their eras is what I'm talking about here. Like I said, Sophia Loren, Raquel Welch. You know, we can go into the 80s, Kelly LeBrock in the 80s, stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying people are saying that some of the women of today are as hot as classic previous eras of entertainment, and I just think they're not. I think they're amping up these mid-level chicks to think they're hotter than they are.
I think there are the real attractive ones that naturally come by the success of being attractive or whatever. And then I think there's the uggos that are being pushed on us because of the thing. And
I'm not necessarily talking about the uggos. I'm talking about, I'm not saying that this chick from Andor isn't an attractive woman. I just think that right now they're
wait. Are we talking about the grape one?
Yes.
Oh God.
I have no idea.
I'm kind of tired of seeing her around because she's literally getting passed around as the latest fan cast for Wonder Woman, and I'm just sitting there like,
yep, thank you. Or I'll bring this back around. When Penguin was going on, everybody was thirsting over the chick from Penguin, who was
I was doing that.
How I Met Your Mom. Not an unattractive woman, but the level of thirsting. Maybe it was more for the character than anything else, but the level of thirsting seemed off the charts compared to the woman overall. To me, is all I'm saying.
Well, the only thing I can compare it to is that is unique to now is Hollywood has always been like, okay, you have these attractive chicks and they get successful because they're attractive. It's just now we have, like I said, them trying to push unattractive chicks and told us we're supposed to like it, like the chick from Wicked, the one who plays the witch,
Claws.
right? Yeah, they are pushing her everywhere and saying
yeah.
that she's gorgeous and shit, and she's not.
But
She's
that's
just
not what I'm talking
genuinely
about.
not.
I'm excluding the uggos they're trying to push on.
Well, but then what I'm
Well,
saying is, if you're saying
have-
there's mid girls and there's really attractive, like I said, back
saying
when
that they're putting too
Leah
many-
Loren
They're
was
ranking.
the big thing, there were same thing. There were women who were mid and there were women who were insanely hot.
No,
It's
but the
always been
point,
that
my
way.
point is, they're saying that the mid women of now are top tier. And that's my point. They're putting mid women as top tier. They're saying that certain women who are mid are equal to Sydney Sweeney level hot right now, is what I'm saying.
And I think they did that back then too. I think there were just guys who were like, "Oh, that chick is hot," and she just wasn't. She was a mid.
No,
I think that's always been the case.
Different. No, beauty standards were much higher back in the day, in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and 80s, 90s. They just
don't agree.
They were.
Well,
As a cinephile, I have easily mentally compared and contrast stuff, and beauty was better back in the day than it is now overall. It just is. They had beautiful people back.
I'm just gonna say that as someone who was head over heels going nuts over the chick from Penguin, I totally understand the reasoning. Like the actress herself is attractive. Is she the greatest?
Not an unattractive woman.
Not an
like,
attractive woman, but it was also the fact that the character and the mood, like they actually
it was
like,
a
really sold it in.
It was the character, I think, more than anything. But after that, is
I mean, yeah, but the character is kind of nothing without the performance of the actress.
Cloud brings up a great point here. Billie Eilish, she just has a pair of giant cans. She's ugly as sin.
And like I said,
hey man,
dude,
just do it like Scary Movie too. Just put a paper bag.
You're missing the point. Is
No,
that
I'm not
there's
missing the
always
point.
there's always been mid girls who guys found attractive because it just hits for them. It's the real hot
but
ones.
we're
You're
not
saying
talking
the
about-
real hot ones.
We're
You're
not
holding
talking
up and
about
saying,
guys.
I
We're
feel like you
talking
two are
about
arguing two
industry
different
level
points
stuff.
of this argument.
I'm just pointing out the flaw in his argument.
No. That's
No,
not
you
the
guys
point
aren't
I'm-
even all like on the same
No,
like
Devil's not
page.
even making,
Like you're trying to argue different like.
Yeah, Devil, you're arguing a completely different thing than I'm arguing. You're arguing a completely different point. I'm
You're
not saying
saying-
I'm not attuning to people's tastes. I'm talking about industry. I'm talking about fandoms placing people above their ranking of where they should be. I'm not talking about person's individual taste. That's not what I'm talking about. People like what they like. I'm not going to tell people to not like what they like. What I'm talking about is saying that the industry standard for what is super beautiful doesn't compare to what it was in previous decades.
And what I said is
with individual people and what their tastes
and then
are.
I
Nothing to
said,
do with that.
yeah, because they're pushing this idea of we're going to tell you what you should be attracted to. And I acknowledge that. I called them Ogos. You freaking disputed that. But what I'm saying is that's the only difference is that now the industry is trying to tell us what we're supposed to find attractive. And I'm saying you take that away, you take away the interference of the industry. That's not people. That's not dudes.
But
Dudes
it's not
aren't
the
sitting
Uggos.
there saying this chick is the dudes who are saying that are on the board with that. They're on board with that shit of, oh, I'm supposed to find the fat chick attractive.
Pause button. Okay. Here's what I think I think you guys are kind of getting sidetracked off. Devil, you're focusing on like the actual movie industry and corpos like picking the Rachel Zeglers and whatnot.
That's
and
not what I'm talking
them.
about.
No, Adam, let me continue on here.
I know.
Like Devil, that's your stance. Like the corpos, they're like picking all these mids and uggos or whatever and trying to prop them up and say, hey, here's a 5-star like chick, but she's like only 2 stars, you know? Like that's your thing. That's what you're trying to state. Adam's stance is not more on the corpos, it's more of the fandom
zeitgeist. It's more of the
fandoms like stands and whatnot, those types. He's not really mentioning that. You guys are like confusing, the wrong types.
But then I pointed out, and Cello, I pointed out that there are dudes who really thought she was fucking hot, and like I said, she wasn't. At least in my mind. So that's what I'm saying is you are discounting people's just personal preference. There's guys who
Devil, that's not part of the equation of the discussion. Personal opinions and takes of an individual person is not part of it. I'm talking about as a whole, as the era. And
I think it's no different than those.
And I think it is different.
And that's fine. We're at a disagreement.
But she's not considered an all-time beauty, so she's not a part of the conversation.
But I don't think these mid girls are considered all-time beauty. I think the stands might sit there, but like I said, that's because of personal preference. They like them.
Bug
weird
made
or not.
the perfect point. There's a certain push for this Ardana chick from Andor. Suddenly, she's put forth as a major it girl, a super hottie. So much so they want to put her in Wonder Woman. Diana is supposed to be a beauty beyond beauty.
And like I said, by some push by corpo crap, I don't think that there's a shit ton of dudes. Is as much as leftist dudes who are seen there saying, "Oh, that's who I'm supposed to find pretty. Oh my God, she's so stunning," and like. I don't think it's a natural thing, which means it's a pushed by Disney bullcrap that she's supposed to be an attractive symbol, and she's not. That's why I'm saying that's the only thing that's changed. There's always been really beautiful girls and mid girls that got success because either they're talented or a certain group of guys found them attractive. I think that's always stayed legitimately the same. I think the only thing we're looking at now is that we are now being told by these assholes that we're supposed to find, like I said, girls that are obese, girls that freaking are just odd looking, are supposed to be attractive. And that's where I take issue. Is just that's become a thing that never happened before. Hollywood always was like, we'll let you decide what you find attractive. And if you find the girl attractive, we'll toss her in movies. Sometimes even when she's not talented.
That's not true. The Hollywood machine in the 40s and 50s engineered the most beautiful people to be actors and actresses. They
went with what people found attractive, like Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was not Marilyn Monroe. She was what was her
Norma
name?
Jean Baker.
Norma Jean, and she had dark hair and shit. So they put blonded her up, made her into a sex symbol.
She did have blonde hair. She just had bleached her blonde.
That's different than them seeing there saying, okay, guys like blondes, make her a blonde, is a lot different than them saying guys aren't attracted to fat moose girls, but we're going to fucking tell you you're attracted to this moose girl because that's what we want you to be attracted to. There's a big difference between that two.
I still think you're conflating my point, but we're ending up going in circles here. So I'm gonna call the debate. I mean, I'd love to have this actual throwdown with somebody. Grab 10, I'll grab 10, and we'll do it. But we're going in a circle here, so I'm gonna pull the plug on that one because we're gonna start yelling.
To be continued on Mellow Monday, the Titty Wars.
No, man, but Sam is right. Sam's right. Grace Kelly was of that era an all-time beauty as well. I mean, I would put her on that top 10 list. Grace Kelly figured it out, man. She did her time, and then she went off and married a king. She went off and married royalty and just said, I'm done. All right. I got nothing else. That was just a side conversation I wanted to go down. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So we didn't get $50, so I will not be playing a game tonight. I will actually be shutting it down and taking a breather for the rest of the evening. There will be gaming tomorrow, though. There will be gaming tomorrow night. Bug, what's your week look like?
I'm not really doing a whole lot beyond just popping up on everybody's shows if they want me here. Mellow Mondays, Ballbusters, Pub, maybe, if the time permits me. Otherwise, I'm just kind of working on stuff, trying to get the book up and running. I also am getting I didn't bring this up, but I'm getting a computer, a PC. Like it's not, I don't know how good it is, but I'm gonna try it. Give myself
good. It'll be good enough. It'll be good
enough to at least perform streaming and editing and maybe some gaming. I might actually learn what it's like to play the PC games that everyone talks about.
These new Frango PC games on the thing.
I don't know.
On the thing called the Steam.
yeah. So I don't know. That'll be fun. But yeah, beyond that, in terms of videos,
well, you got Iron. You're covering Ironheart.
I got Ironheart, which I don't know if that's gonna drop at like midnight or if they're gonna drop it at like 7:00.
Hang on. Let me see if it said it in the article I had. I think it actually said it in the Hollywood Reporter thing. Let me just take a quick look there. I can tell you. Let me see here. Where to watch?
Midnight.
6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, it's 9 p.m. right now.
6 p.m. for you. So 6 p.m.
So it'd be 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So it'd be tomorrow night. Okay, well,
you could do
at
that.
least I'm not staying up all fucking night doing that. Then, thank God.
How do you know how long those episodes are?
I'd imagine
like
they're probably
30 minutes.
Probably 30, 40 minutes tops. Without
the first one
credits.
will probably be 40 minutes, and then they'll shrink them to under 30 for the remainder.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's probably what it's going to be. Because if it's 6 episodes, it's probably like at least 3 hours.
Yeah, well, unless somebody makes me, I ain't covering that shit. I'd have to be made to do that. Not at all.
Well, you'll probably, depending on what buffoonery is, you'll probably see a clip or here or there that I'll post just to show it off.
If I decide to open up my feed, which I might take a couple more days before I open up my feed again on next Twitter. Just mental health.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not really. No.
Okay. All right. Devil.
Check me out Wednesday for Make Me a Sandwich, and then check out the pub on Friday going into Saturday.
Okay, as for me, as I said, tomorrow, as we do every day, 1 p.m. Eastern, the Daily Dive, Double D's, really audience in control. We got whatever you guys decide to make happen tomorrow. We don't know. I know we'll have Warhammer Wednesdays. As always, we've been having that, which will also be more of a Warhammer Wednesday because Wednesday night, Alpha and I will be doing some Space Marine 2. Be playing some of that. Tomorrow night, we will be playing Lunar Remastered Collection tomorrow night. Ready to go, have some fun, back to the old goodness there. Let's see, rest of the week. Anime Odyssey this Thursday, myself and Dermy, continuing our summer of Gundam Seed Part 2 of the season. Friday, we've got Ball Busters, and I can say it now because it's about to be announced. We got some changes coming to Ball Busters. We are changing up the format a little bit, trying to get back to our roots. You guys can expect things to just not be as, let's just say, panel oriented with super topics as they were. We're going to lean back into
it'll be more chaotic. That's what it'll be.
We're leaning back into more of the stupid stuff, the stupid stuff. Crazy articles, stuff that the mainstream channels and panels aren't covering, silly stuff, and we're going to rely a lot on back to old school banter and bickering, stuff like that. So we're gonna we're
slapping each other across the face, that type of shit.
Yeah, so we'll for those involved with Ball Busters, you guys will be getting the details on that very soon, as it's been worked out behind the scenes, putting that together. So it's going to be a lot more laid back, this and that. And Chatterday Gaming is now separated into like essentially 2 or 3 different things. There's the Chill Chatterday for single player games every Saturday night in Dermy's Discord, and then whatever name Alpha and I come up with for our co-op gaming that we do every Saturday night for the first part of it. Everything we've come up with sounds really gay, so we don't have a name for it yet. Literally,
Ariel, if we build our own tank, I'm making Dermy pull the fucking crank.
I am not getting in a tank with any of you.
Yeah. Close space with Dermy? No.
So,
just make him handle the tank treads. He'll be fine.
So expect a kind of a division in Chatterday Gaming for now. There'll be regular Chatterday Gaming where people are playing their own games and just hamming it up. And then there'll be the co-op gaming where Alf, I, and others will be playing stuff like Dark Tide. This week we'll be playing Dark Tide this weekend. Bugs, Troopers, Space Marine 2, stuff like that. Maybe MMOs in the future. We'll see. And then when we're done, we'll go over and chill out with everybody else that's going to go. And Dermy's also putting something together new for the first half of Chatterday, separate from the gaming, but I'll leave that to him to break it down. Then, of course, Roundtable, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, whatever the week holds. We may be short Dre because his son may be born literally any minute now. Little Dre Jr. will be happening, gracing us in the world. So send a good luck to Dre on that. Of course, as soon as he does it, we'll all know. And we'll be able to wish him happy fatherhood. No, see, that's even gayer than what we came up with. It's even gayer than we came up with. No. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next week with more stuff. Until then, guys, take it easy, everybody.